We're good. Okay, so funny story.
So, folks,
the video was like, oh, okay, I get it, and we're done, and it turned off.
Technology.
And it turns out the battery only has about 20 minutes of life on it when you're recording, so we're gonna have to figure out that. But it was fun while it lasted.
So there's going to be 25 minutes of video to start.
Yes.
And then the rest is going to be old school.
The first segment
Yes.
will be a video.
Which, let's be honest, 25 minutes is more than enough of seeing our faces for people to stomach. Yeah. So let's just keep it at that. Yeah. I will continue on with my product placement, though, because even though... Going. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware of this, I know we talk about comics a lot. Al has far more knowledge on the comic side than I do. But back in the day, long before you were in a part of this world, I was a big comic collector.
Oh, yeah.
And I still have a collection of 117 books. I have them in, cases, and they're in these waterproof Rubbermaid containers. So I have them very protected. The only problem is I'm always like, I know what I have, but I want to see what I have. Well, there is an app called CLZ Comics. And it's, for those of you who are into Pokemon, there's an app called Rare Candy, which is big in our household also, where you take a picture of the Pokemon card and it shows you the value, and it shows you what the card is and gives you all the information on the card. Well, this one doesn't show you the value, but it's a subscription service. Is $20 a year, so it's worth having. You take a picture of your comic, it puts the comic into your collection, and then it shows you a description of the comic, shows you, like, if it's a first time a certain character has ever been in the comics. It shows you who the writer is, the penciler, how many pages are in it, what the cover, like, it tells you all the information. So I think that's awesome. And I just now, I'm looking at it and I have my entire collection visible to me so I can see what I have. Yeah. So CLZ Comics, it's on the iOS store. I'm assuming it's an Android as well. So I would definitely recommend that. Next one. Now, this is a little product that... So China makes a lot of products.
Yes, they do.
And they'll say it's like... So I'm going to use Ambernick as an example. Ambernick, for those who are unaware, is a company that makes retro handhelds. Very well known for making quality retro handhelds, but affordable ones. The thing is, you go on Amazon, you'll see their products with many names. Because they allow other companies to buy them and then sell them under their name. So I got a wireless gamepad for the Switch 2 because I love the Switch 2. It's my favorite console ever. I do enjoy handheld mode, but like the Switch 1, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to do handheld mode, especially for a very long time. So I looked up, and right now there's a company that I had a similar product called CRKD. They make a similar product where you just slide the tablet in and it turns into almost looking like a Steam Deck. Their Switch 2 versions are coming out until the end of the summer. So I'm like, I really kind of want something. I'm going on vacation soon. I want something. And the only one on the market I really found is called the JC400 Wireless Gamepad. If you go on Amazon, type in Gameefy, Gameefy, and this will come up. But once again, it's the thing that it has many different names. It was $49.99, but there was a $10 off coupon, so it was $39.99. Right. It is a rechargeable gamepad that you just slide the tablet in. There are little locking mechanisms, and it's Bluetooth, so it's not hardwired in, so it can be used as a controller if the tablet isn't in it. So it does have to charge like a normal controller, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. But it's awesome. Like, the ergonomics is great. It's so much more comfortable to play. I don't typically play games like Fortnite in handheld mode. It's something that you want the faster performance of it being in the dock and using the controller, the Pro controller. But I tried it with this, and it was doable. Which, if you're doing handheld mode on the normal Switch 2 or the regular Switch, it's not doable.
Yeah.
It's really tough. But this is very comfortable, very nice. Love it. So, Gamify or whoever makes this, you can sponsor us next time.
I will say, like, that's my one thing with the Switch 2, is I think it's a little bulky to use in handheld mode. When I've tried to use it in handheld mode, I don't know what it is about the size or the grips, but I find that the Switch 2 on its own in handheld mode isn't very comfortable to play. So it sounds like this at least fixes that to some degree.
It definitely fixes it. It makes it bulkier.
Yeah.
But it's in a more comfortable way. And it is not an insanely well-built thing. So, but what I say about that is it works great and there's no issues with it. It's just, it's very light. So you could tell it's not like the best plastic. Like, it's just cheap plastic and whatnot. But it's good enough that the thumbsticks, to me, the big problem with the Switch and the Switch 2, I don't like the thumbsticks on the Joy-Con. I just never liked them. They just don't feel good to me. And so this has thumbsticks that are, I mean, these are the Hall effect, whatever so there'll be no stick drift. But these are more in line with the thumbsticks that are on the Pro controller.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Because once again, I feel like I'm going to break the other thumbsticks because they're made, I mean, they're well made, but they're kind of small. And I don't love it.
Yeah.
And that's always been a problem with me.
Yeah. No, I like the Switch 2. I don't know why. It just feels off in my hands.
Yeah.
It's definitely, for me, it's much more of a on-TV console for me when I use it.
And that's usually how I do it. But there are some games now where I want to lay in bed and play it. And so this is like, for $40, it's worth it.
I mean, I went into Best Buy yesterday to buy cables for our little video experiment. And one of the things that I saw that I was like, maybe, was the PlayStation version of that allows you to play PlayStation games.
The Portal?
Yeah.
I tell you, Ethan, so for those of you who listened, Ethan was on our show a couple episodes ago. He's had one. He got one the same week he got his PS5 because it was his birthday. We got him the PS5 for his birthday. My family got him the Portal. He was reluctant at first, but now he loves it.
Yeah.
And it runs silky smooth. You got to have a really solid Wi-Fi connection, which luckily since my wife and I work from home, we have a crazy powerful Wi-Fi. And it's awesome.
I kind of want one.
The screen's beautiful, dude.
Yeah. Because, like, I've been playing Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
I want to play Red Dead. I went to play games on my PS5 yesterday, and I was like, I don't want to. I already had to download an update because you can't turn on the PS5 without there being an update. And I was like, I don't want to have to download all of my games.
Yeah.
You know, so like I just started playing Spider-Man 2 and Kelly was like, oh, why this one? I was like, because it's the only one that's downloaded right now. I don't want to download something. I don't want to wait 40 minutes for something to download. And that's the thing about, like, I wish that the discs were actually discs with the game on them.
Yeah.
And not just some kind of pattern recognition that the system uses to recognize of like, oh, this is a game, let me download it out of our online library.
And once again, that's what I still hate about people that bitch about Nintendo with the key cards. It's like, dude, Sony and Microsoft have been doing that for years now. Like you said, all the discs, even if half the game's on the disc, typically it's 100 gig and then they still have to download half.
Yeah.
Which is a ton.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, honestly, I just give me a handheld that's big enough to put a disc in the back of. I mean, come on. Like,
good old PSP.
Right?
With the UMDs.
I mean, come on.
I love my PSP. But yeah. So I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. This is my new favorite thing. I just got it yesterday. So I've been really playing with it, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I kind of want to get a Steam Deck, too. That's the other one that I'm like, it could be fun.
I would look at the Portal and see if you can get one at a good price right now, because the Steam Decks are out of stock, and they have been for a while because of the RAM crisis, and they say when they come back, they're going to be priced
to hell. Yeah.
And so the positive thing, though, is right now with the RAM crisis, they're talking about postponing the PS6 indefinitely, and that gives the PS5 a much longer lifespan.
Please, too. Sony, I swear to God, that we are not cows which will be milked every 6 years. All right? You need to give me more. If I'm going to invest this kind of money in something, It has to be every 10 years.
Well, that's why I think they're smart this time, because typically they wouldn't give a shit if the system was $400 or $500, but the likelihood of it being under 1,000 this next one is very slim.
Yeah.
And I think they understand that. They're like, people are bitching about the Switch 2 going up to $500. What are you going to do when the PS6 is $1,000?
$1,000 plus each game is $80.
Yes.
It's just like, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. You gotta meet me somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
You like our economy, not to take a hard turn here,
my God.
but like our economy has been shambled into this, like, the millionaires will fill in the gap. Yeah, we ate the middle class to create the millionaire class, but that just means like we can still have everything, and then the millionaires will just fill in the gap in the market.
Nope.
And it's like, guys, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Trickle-down economics has never worked in this country.
Not only
people
that,
still believe in it. Has never fucking worked.
You're not going to have enough people buying your product because each millionaire needs like what, 5 at most. Like they're not going to be buying a ton of these.
Yep.
Compared to how many Americans would love to get one but can't because it's prohibitively expensive, and we have things like rent or, if you're really lucky, a mortgage.
Yep.
And just like, I don't know, man.
No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so I got to move on real quick. Yes. I want to do a quick talk about... So I've watched the first half of Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
Not the full thing, because it got halfway through, and I was watching it with my son, and he's like, I don't really want to watch this anymore. I'm like, all right. He's already seen it and liked it.
Oh, okay.
It was just one of those... I think it was late. It was getting... he was in that mood where it's like, I don't know if I really want to watch this. My take on the first half. It's good.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of things that I've seen in other movies. I mean, the storyline of like going to check on this son to see why our son is dying. A lot of remnants of Sunshine in there.
Yeah.
The Danny Boyle movie and all that. But it's got a lot of similarities, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
No.
But I am not getting this. It is like the second coming that a lot of reviewers have given it.
Hi, me.
No, I don't think you were like.
Oh, I kind of glazed this.
You glazed on it, but not as much as like some people are like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened and all that. I'm like, listen, it's fine.
Like in a world where people are like going goo goo gaga for it,
yes.
I feel like I was going pretty goo goo gaga for it. I wasn't like some kind of like. Back in 2005, Tom Brady was like a big deal, but he wasn't like everybody's favorite guy.
Yeah.
Whereas by 2020, he was like, oh my God, have you seen Tom Brady? Oh my God, I'm in line to suck his dick today, and I cannot wait. He was the iPhone 18.
You would bite that thing off.
Dude, don't even get it close to me, man.
This is taking a turn.
I will Johnny Cage.
I can understand why there's this much.
Yeah.
Because it is a very well-made movie. I love the practical effects in it.
Yes.
And Ryan Gosling he's the new it. Like, I love Ryan Gosling. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Yeah. And I know it's that way with a lot of people. It's just, it's a quality of movie we're not seeing a lot of nowadays.
Yeah.
So I can understand why it's become this. But I think part of it is I have been delving so deep into older movies that in watching this now, I'm like, I can see the quality, and I know it's good, but it just isn't blowing my skirt up.
Do you think it's a hype train issue as well? Of like, since it's had so much hype, you kind of come into it feeling like, wow, this better be really good?
Not really. I don't really board the hype train too much. The hype train is something I build for myself. Mm-hmm. So I had zero hype going into this because I know people loved it, and I heard all the reviews and stuff, but I'm like, the premise, as I read the premise, it sounded very samey to me to a lot of things I've seen. And that's also the vibe I got after watching this first half. I'm like, okay. Like, it's fascinating to me. It does seem like a mix of Sunshine, Star Wars, and 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay.
Like, because like the scene when the alien ship first shows up, and there are those two contraptions that come out. They look like droids, and it looks like a droids and a Star Wars thing. So that's why I was like, okay. But then that ship looks exactly like all the ships look like they came out of 2001: A Space
In
Odyssey.
a lot of ways, yeah.
In a lot of ways. And so I'm getting a lot of samey stuff. And so I do, once again, I don't want to say that I have not seen the ending, so I've only seen the first half, and so this is a judgment on half a movie. And so that's why I'm not giving it a grade. I'm not giving it like a final judgment. This is what I've seen so far. I would have liked to have seen maybe a little more on Earth. Mm-hmm. I know that they're intercutting it throughout, and that's fine. But I enjoyed the stuff on Earth more.
I was going to say, how do you like Carl? Carl might be my favorite part.
Carl's
of the movie.
awesome.
I love Carl.
Carl's awesome.
Like that whole sequence where they're like...
They go to Home Depot. And
yeah,
dude,
where they're like,
awesome.
you got nothing, we got nothing, we got no budget. And he's like, well, I have a company card.
But that's where it kind of... The tone shifts.
Yeah.
Were a little off-putting for me a little bit. And I think that's because I understand they wanted to do this fancy switching back and forth in time and all this, kind of The Witcher season 1, I call it. Mm. But I think the tonal shifts throw it off a little bit. Because on Earth, it's very jovial. And even though the world's going to fucking end and everyone's like, oh shit, and the kids are freaking out in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's still like joyous to an extent.
Yeah.
And then when you get into space, it's kind of very somber, especially at first when he sees the dead bodies and you know you're going to find out about these people and all that. But I'm just like, the tonal shifts were a little off for me.
Have you gotten to the karaoke scene yet?
I have not.
Okay, so that might address some of your concerns.
The scene I'm in is the scene we ended was when he just went to the tube and met Rocky for the first time, who tapped on the glass, and then he went back to the ship.
Yeah.
So that's where we ended it.
Yeah. Oh, you are about to get to the best part of this.
See, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is a halfway through judgment so far.
I just love, Carl, are you sitting down? No, I'm standing like a man.
Like a man.
Carl, we're parents. Okay, I'm sitting down now.
I love that. No, that interaction was great.
I love Carl.
But I also loved, like, to me, I loved Ryan Gosling in that role.
Yeah.
Because now he's kind of like, I'm in the spaceship and I'm figuring out how to pilot it and all this stuff. And I'm like, I liked it when you were this awkward, nerdy guy who was this kook that everyone thought was out of his mind. And now you're trying to help. But then all of a sudden you're Han Solo. You know what I mean? It's like, that's where I was like, I loved the stuff on Earth.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I know there's going to be more and I'm going to be able to see more of that. But I kind of was craving more of that in this first part. Because you get the interactions between Carl and him. And even him with the woman that finds him. Like, she's this, like, no emotion. But she's awesome.
The most German woman you've ever met.
So German, but she was so fucking awesome. I loved every scene of her. And the whole thing, I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But even the first interaction with Carl, he's like, is the world really ending? Yes. And you're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
It was fucking awesome.
No, I love Carl. Carl is like, there are moments that are brought up by fans later on, and my answer is always Carl. The answer is always Carl. I love this movie. I can't wait for you to watch the second half because I'm genuinely curious to see how you're going to feel when you come back, because I think that you're about to get to the most fun elements of this movie and the most spectacular visuals. Not to re-gear the hype train. I came over here like a NASCAR pit crew and I was like, zr, zr, it's really good. Zr, zr, wait, just gonna be better. Zr, zr. So like, but like, you know, I think it's gonna be.
It's an apt description. I mean, Indy 500's tomorrow, so
I think.
Or was it today? I can't remember.
I honestly, I wonder if in a world where we are trying to be better about things, how long stock car racing is gonna last.
It's gonna last,
you think
unfortunately,
so?
As long as Tyler Sheridan shows a lot.
You think that there's enough gas for them to keep doing it, or what about a world where they're the only people using gas anymore?
Okay, so Indy 500 is it's not NASCAR.
Yeah.
NASCAR would be the one that I think will go because IndyCar is
so big in
over
Europe.
The world.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I like IndyCar better because it's not just taking a left turn.
Because it's turns. There's turns.
Yes.
You have to know the course.
Exactly.
What movie am I more interested in? Talladega Nights or Rush? Rush. by a long shot, and not just because Talladega Nights is a different type of movie, but because the sporting in them is.
See, I will give you that analogy.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder stuff,
Days
though.
of Thunder.
I have the softest spot for Days of Thunder, and I hate NASCAR. I just love all of the characters in that movie. They could have just been doing RC boats for all I give a shit. I love Robert Duvall in that movie. You know, the Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, what's his face, Yondu.
Fucking Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Like, I love all of them in that movie, and it's like, all right. So, and Carrie Elwes plays a great like villain quotation mark. And it's like, it's a fucking great movie. Yeah. So, like, because I love Rush. Yeah. You're right. If I had to pick Rush against any other NASCAR movie, Rush, and even the new F1 I finally saw was actually really good.
Yeah. Well, like Ford v Ferrari. God help me. I like that movie a lot. I can't help it. It's just, the racing is so compelling.
Yes.
You know, like, I watch Top Gear and Grand Tour, which they never talk about NASCAR and know nothing about it because to them it means nothing. Yeah. Because why would it mean anything? You're driving around in a circle. Ooh, 5,000 laps. Wow.
And even though saying that, I do want to shout out an RIP. So many moons ago, I was dating a young lady whose family was big into NASCAR. And I was told, you need to pick a NASCAR driver. And I picked Kurt Busch.
Okay.
And his brother Kyle, who was 41, just died.
No kidding.
Who was also a NASCAR driver.
Kyle Busch just died?
Died of severe pneumonia and sepsis.
Damn.
And so I felt horrible because I kind of like felt like I was part of the Busch family because Kurt Busch was like my driver and then his brother, and I was like, sure. Now, mind you, I never watched a race, but I picked a driver.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, R.I.P. He had two or three young kids. It was heartbreaking. All right, so bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
So I'm going to move on to my final thing I want to talk about in Watch, Play, Read, and that is I was wrong last week. I saw some rumor that The Boys finale was going to be a movie, but there was actually another episode, which I thought the episodes ended.
There is still also going to be a movie as well.
Oh, is there going to be a movie too? Okay. I don't know what they're going to do with the movie because it ended.
I think the movie's a prequel.
Oh, so that sucks. No, there's a prequel TV series.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the Vought
That's
Chronicles
what I'm
or something.
Yeah.
So the thing I would say about this whole series, very lazy writing.
Yeah, you think?
Well, the ending really makes it stand out because, okay, so for those of you who are unaware of The Boys, there are a lot of things that follow the comics and a lot that do not. Mm-hmm. Two of the main things that don't are Soldier Boy and Black Noir. Noir, in this show, him and Soldier Boy were World War II veterans who were these super soldiers back then. Black Noir was a guy whose face was destroyed, and so he couldn't speak, and his face was all messed up. And Soldier Boy was like this raunchy Captain America, and they had to put him on ice because he had this power where his chest glows, and it's almost like Iron Man's where he shoots the repulsor ray, unibeam. But his beam is like a nuclear beam, and it will take away the powers of other supes.
He's like an EMP.
Exactly. So in the show, the first Black Noir dies. They get a guy who's a super soldier, or not super soldier. He's a supe, but he's also an actor. So they say, put on the uniform, and you're going to pretend to be Black Noir because Homelander killed the original one. And then Soldier Boy, they thaw him out, and then they find out that they use his genetics to create Homelander, so Homelander's technically his son. And it's all of this shit. And it ends with so this is a big spoiler if you've not seen the end of The Boys' final season. Homelander's taken over. He is quite literally thinks of himself as a god. And he has taken over the presidency. He's killed the president. He is running the fucking country, 1,000%. So one of the characters of The Boys, the actual group, The Boys, is this female super soldier. I keep saying super soldier. This female supe who she's almost like Wolverine without the claws.
I've heard of her.
Super healing ability, all that stuff. And they use... So her boyfriend in it, Frenchie, and I don't want to missay her name. It's like Kikomo or...
I know it's Karen Fukuhara plays her.
Karen Fukuhara, yeah. Kamiko. Yeah. I'm 99% sure it's Kamiko. So Frenchie and Kamiko decide, all right, we're going to bombard you with nuclear radiation to try to... Because that's what the Russians did to give Soldier Boy his powers. So they're like, we're going to bombard you with these nuclear radiation to hopefully give you that power so that you can confront Homelander, take away his power, and we kill him. Sure shit, that's what happens at the end. Mm-hmm. She takes away his power, and then Butcher and... so Homelander rapes Butcher's wife, and she has a baby. And that baby grows up to be a Soup who Homelander desperately wants him to be like, you're my son, I want you to be like my second in command. But the kid's like, fuck you, you're a lunatic. And so Butcher is kind of like his stepdad in a weird way, but there's a lot of animosity between them. But they're holding Homelander. She shoots all three of them. All three of them lose their powers because Butcher had taken some of the V drug to give him these weird powers.
Yeah.
And they literally just like take the top of Homelander's head off and they kill him in a dumb way. Lazy as shit. And then the after credit, pre-credit, this is what's happening in their lives now. Lazy writing. In the comic book, Soldier Boy is just some douchebag Captain America.
Yeah.
He's not this hero. He's not this role. He's literally a fucking piece of shit. And that's who he is.
Yeah.
Black Noir, in the comic book, is a clone of Homelander that they created in case he gets out of control so he can kill Homelander. And then throughout the comic book series, he goes crazy. The Black Noir clone. Yeah. He goes crazy, dresses as Homelander, and commits all of these atrocities and puts them on Homelander. And then at the end, when Homelander loses it, he shows up, kills Homelander, and then the boys kill Black Noir. And that's how it actually is in the book.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, how hard would it have been? Like, I don't understand why they would have gotten away. They could have changed everything else. Kept Black Noir... Yeah. Instead of creating this whole backstory with Soldier Boy and no one knows who he is, not even Homelander, because he always keeps his mask on and there's this trust and, no one knows who he is. He doesn't speak. And keep that and then use oh my God, Homelander's creating all these atrocities. Why is he doing this? Oh, it's not him, but he's doing atrocities, but this one doing these worse things is the clone who is...
Yeah.
And I don't understand, like, goes into why change something unnecessarily when you could have stuck with the original and it would have played better and you wouldn't have had to change much else in this entire series.
It sounds like a missed opportunity because it sounds like he doesn't even have... Does he have a role in the finale at all?
Who?
Black Noir?
No.
Yeah, he's just not
He's been killed already.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, to me... But the problem I have is once again, the ending is as spoon-fed this series was going on. We know exactly how the people want it to end. Here you go.
Yeah.
Which, if they could have stuck with this, I guarantee the majority of people would not have looked at the comic to know who Black Noir is.
Yeah.
And then to have this be the surprise at the end would have been massive. That would have been all over the internet. It would have jumped the ratings like crazy.
Especially if it was one of those, like, they tell you, like, oh, the original Black Noir was killed and we had to replace him with this guy and this is all the details on this guy, and none of that is true.
Yeah.
And it's just like a wholly different thing. Like that, at least that would be interesting.
It would have been something, but it's like, I'm watching the finale like, okay. Yeah. Like, yeah, like the people you wanted to die died. But it wasn't in a way that was satisfying.
No.
Because especially, I think the way they created, and I do have to give, a lot of credit. The cast is great in the show, and, Carl Urban is still my all-time favorite, of course. But Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, he's great playing this absolute lunatic psychotic. I still love it. I think it's the end of season 2. When Homelander starts to lose it, they show him standing on a building like Batman at night, but instead of staring out to save the city, he's jerking off. And it's like, that is what a demented Superman would do. Mm-hmm. And the way they played it, they don't show, like, you know what he's doing, but they don't show it. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's like, that's a demented Superman. But then they got lazy with it. And they just took away some of the mystery, and they made him out to be too much. Like, I know he's the bad guy, but they made him out to be too much of the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like there should have been some ambiguity going on of, I know he's bad, but is he still trying to save things? Is he still trying to help people? And then he goes bad in the final season. But pretty much from the second season, they said, no, this guy is a piece of shit. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody, and he's going to kill everyone on this planet.
Well, and from what I've heard, because I don't watch The Boys.
Yeah.
It sounds like around that time was when Homelander became this very opaque, clear, distinct Trump allegory.
Oh,
And that is just all part of it now, to the point where even The Boys creators were getting criticized by people, including fans, for being like, you're going too far. You're taking this too far. So it sounds like, honestly, it sounds like The Boys got the ending it deserved, given everything that they've done.
It did. And in reality, it kind of finished with a whimper.
Yeah.
Which, for the first couple seasons, show was being talked about, and similar to like a Game of Thrones. Not in quality, but just the amount of talk about it.
Yeah.
And then they started to up the gross factor, which turned a lot of people off. But then once again, it turned into this spoon feeding, which this going off of the Daredevil Born Again, this show, The Boys, was my first one where I was like, you're doing too much like Trump.
Yeah.
And watching this show, I think that's why I had as much hate for Daredevil doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, another show already did it to death.
Yeah.
So just don't fucking do it.
Well,
I don't need to see this.
I feel the same way as when any movie decides to have cell phones be a prominent element, or the internet be a prominent element of the story. I'm like, isn't that the whole thing, is trying to find a way to make it so that the internet is removed from the story so that it can't be the thing that solves all your problems?
Yeah.
Like, I hate it when a character pulls out a phone in any movie, even comedies. I don't love it. And it's just like, it's the same thing of just like, everybody has to do their Trump allegory now.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be like, hey, do you know what's bad? Everything.
Yeah,
and it's like,
lazy.
yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Wow, I hadn't noticed. Oh,
and
my God.
I'm watching this to fucking forget about it.
Yeah.
And you're not making that easy.
Who are you teaching this to?
Yeah.
Who do you feel like you need to teach this to who doesn't already understand it?
But another thing about that, though, is it's just, I'm getting so tired of the lazy writing.
Yeah.
And like, the Trump part is lazy, but then also over goring it, over pushing these disgusting vibes, like the Terrifier movies. The first one was a niche thing that was sick and gross. Oh, I can't believe you saw it. And then they made a second one. You're like, oh, okay, it's kind of the same. It's sick. It's got a creepy girl in it now, and it's still creepy, but okay. And then the third one, you're just like, dude.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to show this clown doing the grossest death? And it's like, it's getting so, and I don't know if it's us. Are we as consumers just giving them a pass because we want the samey feeling and we're too afraid? And I'm not saying like us, like
no,
you and
I know,
me.
yeah.
I'm like us as the consumers, because it seems like they're like, you know what? We know what they want. This is what they want. And then we watch it. Like it or not, we're like, yes, we watched it. And
well,
it's like, no.
this has been going on for 20 years, because I remember when people got to Saw 3 and they said, okay, and then we got to Saw 4 and they said, okay, and then we got to Saw 5 and they were like, what are we doing? And then they got to Saw 6 and they're like, do we have to talk about us as a culture? And they got to Saw 7. And they were like, I feel like this is really bad, guys. And they got to Saw 8. And Roger Ebert was like, I fear for where we are as a society. And they got to Saw 9. And everybody was like, we're just going to ignore this now and hope it goes away. And then Saw 10 comes out like 10 years later. And people are like, they reinvented the genre. And it's like, I don't know if that's a good thing, though. Is that a good? Is that something
especially
we need?
when you're a series that quite literally created the terminology torture porn?
Yeah.
And that's what Saw. The first Saw, people were like, torture porn. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
And now that's a thing.
And I feel like it's the same with hyperviolence, because that's my thing with Invincible. It works in Blue-Eyed Samurai, but there's a lot of moments where you're just like, oh, this is going to be one of those shows.
Yeah.
This is just gonna be one of those shows.
And I'm not against, I've seen enough violent things. I'm not against it, but you have to use it in moderation. Same with nudity. Same with sex. Same with they pigeonholed in. So there's the Vought Academy or whatever, that spin-off show, the college. Gen V. They put 3 people from that show had like small cameos in this, and I'm like, this is dumb.
Well, and like that's my problem with The Boys in general. So because I like superheroes and because I'm on YouTube, YouTube's like, we have so much The Boys content and everybody else loves it and you love superheroes, so you need to. And so it's just like every third video is something from The Boys. So I've just been inadvertently exposed to a bunch of elements from it. And every time I see something from it, I'm like, of course you did this. Because you're not the first person to do it, but you took it to the frat party logical end.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Medusa of the Inhumans and how she can control her hair. Well, what if there was a character that could do that, but she could only control her pubic hair? And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
There's a character in many episodes this season who has a gigantic penis that he uses to beat people with.
What is this?
And that's dumb.
What is this? What are we doing? You can't invent. You have to make an evil Superman and an evil Wonder Woman and an evil Batman and a dumb Aquaman. But the thing that you're going to be quote unquote creative about is pubic hair and giant dicks. And what if Ant-Man got big and had gay sex and then it exploded all over a room of people? Like, what?
Oh, dude,
what the fuck is this?
It's terrible. There was only I'll honestly say this final season there was one moment. I give The Boys in general, including this final season, like a D+. Mm-hmm. There was one A+ scene in this though. So the Deep, the dumb Aquaman, he helps pass. He goes and does PSA commercials about this pipeline that they want to put under the ocean, saying fish love it, everything's great. And then he had pissed off the new Black Noir, so the new Black Noir goes underwater and punches a hole in it and kills all these like sea creatures and all that. And he gets blamed. The Deep does.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on a dock, and this hammerhead shark shows up and starts saying, "Hey, why don't you get in and swim, eh?" Samuel L. Jackson's voice. And it gets to the point where he's like, "We know it was you. You can't get in a body of water, motherfucker. Get in a puddle, a lake." And I was dying because it's like, dude, that is awesome. Because he just goes on an absolute Samuel L. Jackson swear-ridden rant, and it is amazing. And just having Samuel L. Jackson's voice coming out of a hammerhead shark, I was like, it's the greatest thing ever. And it does bring you back to a little bit of
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea. And I'm like, oh, he's part of it now.
If he was just a giant mutant shark.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And like it was just full circle.
Dude, I was laughing my fucking ass off in that scene though, because he's just not a puddle, a lake, motherfucker will kill you, and he's just screaming. I was like, ugh! But the rest of it sucked.
Yeah. If you've never looked it up, look up how much Sam Jackson makes per F-bomb. It's
a lot.
The best math you've ever seen.
And I do always give him credit. One of my guilty pleasure movies, which is Snakes on a Plane. They wanted to change the title. He goes, the only reason I'm fucking doing this is the title Snake on a Plane. And then they said they want to do PG-13. He goes, if I can't say motherfucking snakes, and it was his idea to say motherfucking snakes on motherfucking plane. And he's the one that made it rated R, and the rest is history.
I mean, it was literally the only reason to watch that movie.
I fucking
literally
love that
the only
movie.
reason to watch that movie.
Oh, he is like just chewing the scenery, and it's the best.
The only other moment that I like from that movie is Kenan Thompson being put in charge of the plane, and he's like, well, I play Flight
Simulator, yes!
It's kind of the same, right?
Which, honestly, the new Flight Simulator, people are saying...
People say that's how pilots actually train.
You can learn on that shit.
Yeah.